My name is Engoma Fataki, and I'm originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo.
He lived in like 5 different countries. He used to live in Mozambique. He lived in DR Congo and like Zambia, I think, because I talked to him about like how he grew up. Like he used to like live in refugee camps.
There was a civil war that broke out in my home country, and so they left when I was 1. And then we lived in Tanzania, and then we moved. We went to Zambia, and then we moved to Malawi, and then we finally settled in Mozambique.
It's really a privilege for him to be here because it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. He's not from the United States. He's a refugee. Just a little bit about his story. He bounced from refugee camp to refugee camp, and he ended up in the United States.
All this time, since when we left our home country, my family have been living in the refugee camp. And it was not our choice to decide if we want to come to the US or not.
You just think about that journey. It's a journey that most students probably couldn't even imagine. Coming from a different country, then coming here, and it's crazy to believe how much of an experience he's had.
Those are people within the State Department that I had to come to the US, but I think it's specifically the Homeland Security. So they had to go there and interview us and decide if our case is accepted. And so our case was accepted, and then we had to go through other steps that are, that put in place in order to come. So it took us like 4 decent years in order to, go through the process and make sure that we come, and we finally came to the state in 2014.
Engoma, he's been around to a few places. He's I think originally from Africa, and traveled around the world, and he's picked up multiple languages. I believe he said that he speaks Portuguese, French, and now English, and whatever his native language was.
So language barrier is was a huge difficulty to my family, myself, and including my parents. Although that are, it's still affecting me in a way that there's some words that I still cannot know the meaning. But I think at this point I've made a huge progress when it comes to English.
Or like the life over here and the life in Africa, it's different. Not that like a big different, but in terms of like food, culture, like clothing, like in terms of that, and the weather issue, like it's kind of like different.
I just decided to come here because, first of all, the price was affordable compared to other schools. Second of all, it's close to home, and last and the most important one was the slogan, "Everything's possible at Miss West." And I wanted to, I have always believed in making a, turning impossibility into possible.
So Ngoma was involved with SG as soon as he stepped foot on campus. I got here a year before he was here, so I actually saw him start from the bottom. If you want to, be generationally correct, meaning that I saw him go and become an SGA senator like the first semester he walked in, and then since then he's grown. He became, after senator, he was assistant director of external relations, where he started Thursday.
I've been in the SJ since my freshman year, and I can't speak for what I've done, but I believe that I've done a lot within the SGA, and I'm trying to do my best to do everything under my power to do, all I can to make sure that I leave the SGA better than I found it.
He was looking to be pretty interested in the student government, but he wasn't necessarily for sure if he wanted to do it or not, run for office. And so it was kind of a little bit of a convincing. I said, you really should run. And we kind of came to an agreement, and he decided that he was going to run. He wanted me to be his running mate.
Now, after the election, I was lucky enough to be elected as the student body president, which my term doesn't start until the last week of class.
Engoma is probably the perfect fit for a student body president, just because his personality is very outgoing. He's very down to earth. He's a humble person.
This was a great election. This was both candidates were very, very good people, and I was just very happy to see how much turnout there was and how great everything ended up being. And we're just looking forward to me and Engoma getting stuff done for the student body.
I would say his most intangible asset that he has is trust. Students have a lot of trust in Engoma, and Engoma has a lot of trust in the students. I believe that he'll be transparent with the students as well, just because he's always been, and I think he will be. I think now that he has a title next to his name, I don't think you'll see a change in his demeanor, a change in the way he walks. I think he'll do things the way he's continued to do it, but I think that he'll just excel the student body while he's doing it this time.
And I've been involved in the soccer club, where I also believe that I've made an impact. Where before me, the soccer club has been created like 3 years ago before I came to this campus, but the main purpose was to gather friends and play, like pick up games. But when I came here, me and some other students here, we kind of got together and we took the soccer club a step further to play with other universities.
So he started it by communicating with different people like off campus, like different schools and people he knows from KC to organize like a game for us to like maybe play. So that's where like it all started, and we started bringing like in people, especially like freshmen.
I think it matters when you're not just playing with them, you're not just meeting up and play, but when you meet the person and you get to know them, their life story, if the person allows you to do that, it really does matter the most, because not only the person just from the quality of their soccer skills, but also you get to know them, you get to know their background. Where is this person coming from? So I think that's what has made an impact, and get the soccer club to be as big as it is.
Right now, I would say we have like almost like probably like 30 people. It wasn't that big, but now it's growing big right now. And usually we usually play games on the phone, and we play with different schools. Like we just call them and tell them that we want to play games with them, and maybe they will agree with it. Like we play with Northwest, we play with Wichita, Creighton, and other schools. We play with KU. So it's the communication that we made with them.
I can't say that the experience was bad. I think I really had some great mentors, and we had some good people who came to help us on a daily basis. So the experience was it was fabulous.